Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. In this video, me and my group members will be discussing about HR practices of different organizations in Malaysia that should be implemented in all companies. My name is Siti Sarah Binti Burhan and my group members are Nur Amirah, Salsabila and Nur Zafirah Amani. There are 5 chapters that are going to be discussed and the practices of 5 companies will be analysed based on the chapter chosen. So basically, this is the overview of our presentation. The chapters that will be discussed are recruitment and selection, training, benefit and rewards, safety and health at work, and improving productivity and employee commitment. The practices of Petronas, Tenaga Nasional Berhad, Fime Darby, Nestle, and Maybank are chosen to be analysed for this purpose. Moving on to the first chapter that will be discussed, which is the recruitment and selection practices of Petronas. For your information, this is just based on our readings and findings on the internet, so we might not know whether there are other practices that have been practiced by Petronas currently. So basically, the recruitment and selection practices of Petronas are somehow the same with other companies, but we personally think that it can be improved and should be implemented in all companies, especially the ones who did not use these practices in their organization. For recruitment process, the most common method used by Petronas is via internet. Petronas has their own official website and they normally use it to post the information and notice of job vacancy. For those applicants interested in the job, they can send their resumes to the company's email and official website when they are looking for the job from the page of Petronas Career and Opportunities. Besides, Petronas also posts the portal or advertisement via an online website such as JobStreet to allow applicants to search for it. The use of internet for recruitment will enhance the efficiency of recruitment process, and it will be easier for the company to find the best candidate from the large pool of applicants. Another method of recruitment employed by Petronas is by conducting an internship program. For those who are interested to join this program, they can go to the official website of the company at the students and graduates page. It is really good for companies nowadays to engage with universities and taking more interest in recruiting graduates, as it is becoming an important aspect of an organization's talent strategy. On many occasions, this may lead to recruiting graduates who most fit their culture and requirements since the company might already know the students' working performance and ability after they are being in the internship program for quite some time. Petronas has applied various selection methods in their recruitment. First of all, the selection method used by Petronas is application form and curriculum vitae. The purpose of using this method is to collect personal details such as the position applied for, contact number, name and address, skills and experiences related to the applicant. By using this information, it will help Petronas to filter and screen those eligible applicants to hold a position in their company. By using this method also, it will make it easier for the Human Resources Department that is in charge of the selection process to make decisions and concentrate on the details they need. Selection test is the second method employed by Petronas for their selection process. The tests are provided depending on Petronas Human Resources Department evaluation on personal performance. The test given normally based on the job applied by the applicant. For example, the applicant will be given a case problem and they should answer it based on their experiences and knowledge. By using this selection method, by using this selection test, this will help the company to know more about the knowledge, abilities, and other related proficiency of the applicant that might not show on the application form. Selection tests also can be used to weed out a large number of candidates who may not be considered for employment. Last but not least is interview. There are 2 types of interview being conducted by Petronas. which are group interview and individual interview. During the group interview, the candidates are required to do a role play. They will be given a situation and they should discuss how would they act on the situation given, who of a stakeholder each of them is. The interviewer will be there to hear how the candidates discuss and things. There was a time limit at the end, and at the end of it, they need to tell the interviewer what they have decided regarding the issue of the situation. While in an individual interview, it will take place on a one-to-one basis. These are some of the recommendations made for sustainability in recruitment and selection. First is by practicing paperless process, which can be achieved by using technology to reduce paperwork in order to save the environment. Besides, companies can also use technology such as teleconferencing and video conferencing for interview to reduce the environmental cost of air and motor vehicle travel. On the other hand, by applying sustainability practices such as using reusable crockery, direct keyboard entry, and an interview environment that demonstrates sustainability practices will give a good impression to the candidate and sets the tone for later employment.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Amirah Zakaria. Next, I will explain about chapter 3, which is training. So as we all learn, training is important in an organization because it is one of the steps to polish the employees' skill and development. So for this part, I will explain about Tenaga Nasional Berhad, one of the most biggest electricity company in Malaysia, and what are their training practices for the employees. So I found 3 practices done by Tenaga Nasional Berhad, which are first, employee value proposition, EVP, second is individual development plan, and third is involved in talent exchange. So I'll explain one by one. Employee value proposition. This proposition is important for the staff for them to understand their career journey. It is important for them to know up to what point they are going to be rewarded and how are they going to or what steps they need to take in order to sustain their goals for their job scope. This step is considered as basic steps in developing training for the staffs. And moving on, second is individual development plan. The HR department create IDP, individual development plan, for each and every members of their in their company, in order to them to have individual training and career plan throughout their working throughout their working time when they are at their company. And it is also important as the development plan is written to find out what are their talent and what they need to do in order to get to their goals. The HR department and the member itself will sit together and then plan for their individual development plan from scratch, meaning they will identify in what terms or in what field they need to improve, and what kind of training they need to give to the employees, and also the analysis after the training have been carried out. So lastly, Tenaga Nasional Berhad also sends their employee in exchange with other GLC company. TNB executes a talent exchange or cross assignment amongst GLC to develop their staff skills. This is for me, this is one of the benefits if you are exchanging throughout the with other company. You can actually observe and imply to your company what's the goods of their training over there, and so you can actually instill in your company. And lastly, recommendation for sustainability for Tenaga Nasional Berhad is, I guess I would suggest that for them to establish their own training center. This will save a lot of cost, time, and energy, because as we all know, Tenaga Nasional Berhad is one of the most biggest electricity company in Malaysia. So they have like various branch throughout Malaysia. So I think for the company as big as TNB, it will be nice, or it will be brilliant for them to establish their own training center. This also will help them to identify and create their own training procedure for their employees. And lastly is develop company portal for staff as an efficient way to store employees' information and resources. So as we all know, throughout the years, the industry is becoming more and more advanced. So to have a company portal and specifically made for the staff is one of the crucial thing nowadays. This is because we require things to to happen at fast. Like, we do not have to manually written on the book or whatnot. So for having company portal for specifically for staff, they can actually restore the company's information and company's past information, and also plan the next plan for the company in order to develop their skills, and also to actually enhance their skills and development for the company's future.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. So I will now continue on the Salsabila Burhan and explain on their benefits and reward offered by the company to their employees. So all the info are getting from the Zakaria resource, which is web and some article online. In general, Salsabila Burhan is one of the Malaysia's biggest company, and the widely diversified of operation include a wide variety of sector, with the core business being plantation, including oil palm, and company's original sector, which is rubber, tire manufacturing, heavy machinery, and sale of motor vehicles, property development, power generation, and also engineering. Next, move on to their benefits and reward offered. The benefit covers indirect pay. This can be health insurance, stock option, or any myriad of things offered by the company to the employees. All of these things are critical in any job offers. Two jobs that offer identical salaries may vary widely in the benefits category, making one a better financial proposition than the others. Overtime pay, stock options, pension plans, day off, and even free lunch make up an essential part of the compensation and benefit package. At Zamri, there are many benefits and rewards offered for their staff, which are getting discount for shopping and subscription, get free health checkup to keep fit and healthy, discount membership to less meals and jets, specially discount insurance rates through Lantern Insurance to keep our family covered, get chance to go around the world with the given access, and many more. So next, under Zamri Properties new family benefit program, expectant mother will receive 90 calendar days of paid maternity leave. This is an improvement on the company previous policy with just 60 days. Understanding the challenges faced by the pregnant employees working regular office hours, the company also decided to allow shorter working hours for expecting mothers to leave the workplace 1.5 hours early during the last trimester, allowing for some more rest and healthy pregnancy. In addition, the Enhanced Family Benefit Program allowed new fathers gets up to 7 calendar days of paternity leave. Employees who are trying to tie the knot will also entitled to 3 working days of married leave. Last, the recommendation for some Derby company. They need to recognize and reward two types of employee activity, performance and behavior. Performance is the easiest to address because of the direct link between the initial goals that set for the employees and the final outcome, the result. For example, they could implement an initiative plan or recognize those top salesperson for attaining periodic goals. They need to identifying the solid key compensation policy and prioritize is at the best of the great initiative plan, and also any public-private sector need to extend financial and non-financial benefit for their workers to benefit both of the party, which the company and the workers. So that's all from me. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, so I'll be presenting about safety and health at work by Nestle. From my readings and some research, according to Nestle, sustainable success can be reached only through people, and this company believes that there is no other asset in the company that is important as the people that contribute to the work and business of the results. Therefore, Nestle devotes all the necessary energy and attention to protect their employee, contractors, and other people that involved within the company. And in order to be the forefront of the accident prevention in the industry, Nestle implements in all their sites the mandatory Nestle Safety and Health Management System, which means or exceeds the requirements of the health and safety laws applicable in the countries in which they operate. Hence, this is some of the good practices that should be implemented by other companies. First of all, Nestle established local safety and health organizations that provide specialist advice to the managers and also to the employees. This approach is to ensure that their staffs are always in good health, either physically or mentally. Basically, this approach was meant to provide moral support and to ensure that their staff will always work in a conducive environment. Besides that, Nestle also established emergency and contingency plans to deal with residual risks, and this approach also minimizes threats to the business and protecting their shareholders' interests. Okay, so for the third one, focusing the critical role of the senior management. In this context, Nestle recognized and focusing the critical role of senior management to ensure a safe and healthy work environment. As an integral part of managing the businesses, Nestle managers at all levels are accountable for managing workplace health and safety with strong leadership and credibility. Their annual objectives include a contribution to the safety culture and performance, and in order to reinforce an already strong safety culture, Nestle sets an ambitious goal and high standard as part of its safety and health management processes. Okay, for the fourth one, Nestle encouraged its employees to play a vital role for working in a safe manner. Here, all the employees are also responsible for working in a safe manner to prevent injury to themselves, fellow workers, and others. They are asked to become actively involved in programs to improve health and safety performance in the workplace. Nestle attributes the highest importance to people's behavior as the main factor for the prevention of accident, and the organization believes that every time an accident occurs, the root causes can be traced to someone's behavior. Therefore, Nestle implements programs that encourage employees to engage in dialogue with peers and management, which is related to safety and risk behavior. Moreover, Nestle builds a proactive safety culture. The organization business model is based on the creation of shared value of the company and the society in order to foster the organization's safety culture, as for example, through safe driving programs for employees and also contractors. They also act on the safety cultures of the community in which they operate, both by giving an example of commitment and by reducing accidents during business outside from their sites. And last but not least, Nestle provides relevant information and training. This organization always ensure that their contractors and other third parties entering Nestle sites with sufficient relevant information and training, as well as properly equipped to execute safely their tasks. As for the conclusion and recommendation for safety and health at work, the organization should conduct more programs. This is to provide a systematic and substantial understanding of the effects of potential harmful workplace exposures on individual and population outcomes among older workers with existing chronic conditions, both during periods of employment and after retirement. The second one is to support more a culture of safety in the organization. This is to create a safe working environment and increase the awareness and knowledge of all employees with respect to safe working practices. Here, the organization should let the employees and workers understand more about the importance of workplace safety and reduce personal injury through attentiveness and removal of hazards. These safety hazards are positive for the effectiveness of organization and create a long-term positive impact. Lastly, involve more employees. This is to create a safe workplace through a shared responsibility model for workplace safety and cooperation. The attitude of the management and employees plays a vital role in preventing accidents and creating a safe working environment. The negligence on the part of the managers and employees can cause a variety of hazards and accidents at the workplace. Organizations should own this perspective, and they should realize the fact that their management responsibility is to focus on this perspective so the employees can remain safe.
In this session, we will be discussing about how Maybank improved their employees' productivity and commitment. Maybank is all for humanizing not just their financial services, but also employee engagement efforts. The group has excellent facilities and offerings for their employees, especially the women, to create a meaningful and exciting workplace experience, which accelerates their career growth and productivity, while empowering them to integrate work and life smoothly. Maybank has a myriad of initiatives in place for women, such as flexible work arrangement, gym for ladies, various health and wellness programs, and special car park arrangements for pregnant women. Recently, Maybank announced a year-long maternity benefit, believed to be the first of its kind in Malaysia, to facilitate mothers who are returning to work. Under the scheme, mothers can choose to take the usual 3-month paid maternity leave or extend another 3 months on half pay. A well-equipped need-based childcare center, lactation, and breastfeeding rooms, as well as flexible work arrangement and childcare allowance are also provided. One of the biggest perks of any organization is flexible work arrangement, which allow employees to plug in and work from anywhere. It enables employee availability, enhances productivity, and ensures they remain relevant in a tech-driven world. On top of that, Maybank's new parental leave allows male employee to have the option of applying for a maximum of 90 days leave from the child's birth date, with half pay and full benefits to care for their newborn. In July last year, the bank extended parental leave to employees who are adopting a child. The parental leave policy for child adoption allows eligible employees, irrespective of their marital status, to take a leave of absence to bond with their new child.
Next is Maybank practices in creating employee engagement. So, employee engagement is important for the organization, and for this, the organization must work to develop and nurture engagement, which requires two-way relationship between employer and employees. So there are three of them, and first is Internal Customer Effectiveness Survey, which is ICES. Second is Communication Strategy. And lastly, Corporate Social Responsibility CSR Program. So, as for the ICES, to issue recommendations of improvement pertaining to services provided by each department to the employees. The ICES is conducted every year for many bankers to issue recommendations of improvement pertaining to services provided by each department to their employees. The internal feedback from the survey as well as the external feedback from the Customer Survey Index (CSI) are being utilized and as being utilized to assist Maybank in serving their customers for a better approach towards business sustainability. Second is communication strategy, that is to close the loophole of information dissemination and lead them to move forward in the same direction. So throughout this year, Maybank has successfully developed strategy for transmitting specific messages, and this is the proof of their effective communication as the vital element of employee engagement. And lastly, for the CSR program, bring togetherness and inclusiveness to the employees in creating better lives for the society. The CSR program is another initiative that Maybank has embarked actively, which goes beyond pure philanthropy in delivering meaningful programs with everlasting impact. The CSR programs have been togetherness and inclusiveness to employees in creating better lives for the society. Next is Maybank practices in developing succession planning. First is to advertise job vacancies internally, which is within the organization. Second is conducting talent review forum. And lastly, by using search module. Job vacancies are required to be advertised internally, and it shows that Maybank provides opportunity for the staff to plan for future development, for future personal development. Maybank also conduct the talent review forum in 3 levels of assessment for the purpose of reviewing their potential talents to be promoted yearly. So the first is Sector Talent Review (STR), second is Country Talent Review (CTR), and the third is Group Talent Review (GTR). Lastly, in terms of developing their talent to be leader in future, the potential performance leaders also have been segregated into 3 types of leaders. First is middle management potential, second is succession potential, and third is exco potential. Each pillar of leader has its own meaning development, has its own training development that follows such philosophy. So as you can see over here, SEARCH stands for strategic visioning, engaging and developing talent. Third is spirit of achievement, next cultivating relationship, and then customer centricity and innovation and change. Therefore, these are the practices done by Maybank in order to developing succession planning. Because at Maybank, people are encouraged to contribute ideas for improvement in HR policies and practices in ensuring any changes in business planning is aligned with the succession planning, as well as bringing the opportunity to grow their talent in the long run.
Next, in improving productivity and employee commitment, the company should give satisfactory opportunities for development and advancement. In this context, encourage independent thinking through giving them more job autonomy so that employees will have a chance to make their own freedom of choosing their own best way of doing their job as long as they are producing the expected result. One also needs to ensure that employees have everything they need to do their jobs. In this context, managers are expected to make sure that employees have all the resources, such as physical or material, financial, and information resources in order to work effectively. Their organization need to implement strong feedback system. In this sense, companies should develop a performance management system which hold managers and employees accountable for the level of engagement that they have shown. And by conducting regular survey, it is very important so that the organization begins with a concentration on the factors that will make the most difference to the employees and put energy around improving this area. As well as managers should be behind such survey results and develop action-oriented plans that are specific, measurable, accountable, and time-bound. Lastly, implement incentives to increase work efficiency. Managers should work out both financial and non-financial benefits for employees who show more engagement in their jobs. Several management theories have indicated that when employees get more pay, recognition, and praise, they tend to exert more effort into their job. There should be a clear link between performance and incentive given to the employees. All of these suggested strategies will definitely impact positively on the organization.
Okay, so next, the conclusion is it is important for a company to improve their productivity and employees' commitment. Employees play a huge role in deciding the success of a company, and the company should make sure that they make available every opportunity for the employees to enhance their productivity at work. So next, the recommendation for Maybank are they can try to construct career growth opportunities. A great employee should work in collaboration with their employees to build a career plan which sets out goals and objectives which both of the employee and the employer would like to achieve. Although they may hold regular performance review, they also need to look to hold regular meeting with their employees to determine how they are finding their role, where they are performing well or not, and where they may need to improvement and do extra training. And maybe also need to respect their employees' need by taking the time to understand their employee needs that will demonstrate making effort to fully integrate them into a company and see if them as a value member of the team. Okay, so that's it for me. Thank you. Bye. Assalamualaikum.